This is a 80s limousine.
It's a lounge suite on wheels.
100%.
One car we've filmed a lot of the last, what, 18 months, I guess?
Something like that.
Is your XF. Now, give us the lowdown. It's Barra powered, but the thing I like about it is it just looks granddad spec, yeah?
That's the way I built. That's the way I wanted it to look. My Charger used to stand out like a sore thumb with its really bright paint job and all that. This car, I didn't want. I wanted just to blend in.
Yep.
So I wanted to be able to park it. No one even noticed it. You just walk past. Oh yeah, it's just another old XF.
Is it a Fairmont gear?
What's 100% Fairmont gear.
Yep.
Fairmont gear with all the trimmings.
So it's got some SVO add-ons.
Yep. It's got the SVO grille. It's got a steering wheel, but I've pulled it off for when we race it. When we race it, I keep the standard Fairmont gear wheel on it. The bump box button works good on the wheel as compared to the SVO wheel.
One thing I do like about this is when you race it, these are actually different tyres to what you race on, but you race on the snowflakes. Have these ones been widened or?
No, they're factory 7s, 15x7s right around. My mate Nathan from Ballarat, he made me a set of 15x8s on the rear and 15x5s on the front, and we used the Mickey Thompson front runner. The rear's got 275, 60, 15.
Straight to the business end, how fast is it?
It's gone 880.
880?
At 156.
156. What does it weigh in comparison? I know that everyone says like these are heavy, but they're still lighter than a new.
Oh, they're lighter than a BA.
Yeah.
Right, or an FG.
Yeah.
I actually haven't weighed it. I've been meaning to take it to one of my mates' workshops to actually weigh it.
As you can see on the stickers on the back here, you drive this thing a lot, don't you?
Yeah. We've done 4 drag challenges. And we've finished every one. 2 of them were pretty tough.
Yeah.
Right, but the other 2 were pretty easy.
So you mentioned you've had a few Valiants, haven't you? But you said you're a bit of your heart is really a Ford.
Oh man, Ford all the way.
Yeah.
I grew up in the Ford country in Geelong. If I had a Holden or anything like that, my dad would lose it. Because my dad did 35 years at Ford in Geelong.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So how did you end up with this one? How long have you had it for?
I've had it for, it'd be almost 9 years now.
Yeah.
I bought it because I wanted a car that I could just cruise the streets in. It had to be turboed, and this came up on Gumtree, I think it was. We're flicking through and my mate goes, "Hey, there's a XF like the one you used to have." Because I had one of these back in the day as an everyday car. Had a look at it, did a deal and took it home.
You said it had a single overhead cam.
It had single overhead cam in it.
Yep.
On LPG. Had a gas research system on it.
Oh, I see. Very common though of this era to have a LPG.
Yeah, 100%. Because everybody, petrol was dear back in the day.
Hey, LPG is actually still cheap compared to petrol. Now. You didn't hot up the single cam at all?
No, left the single cam in it. It made 270, 278, something like that with a turbo on straight gas. The first drag challenge we did in it, no trailer as the car is. We had the slicks in the back seat, and back then we only had a little 255 under it. Had a 9 kilo bottle of LPG in the barbecue gas in the back, just in case we ran out of LPG. I bought it. It had Simmons wheels on it, and it just looked like a full Lygon Street special. And I go to the guy, "Mate, I'll buy it, but I don't want it with them Simmons on it." It was all standard inside. Even had the same stereo that's in it, the Alpine. That's what it was in it when I bought it. No petrol tank in the back. Had a big gas tank in behind the back seat.
So you had it turbocharged, and you said it made what,
270, 278, something like that. It went 1130 on LPG. Yeah, then we put it on E85. My mate George from Overline, he goes to me, "No mate, put a computer in it and let's and put it on E85 and let's see what we can get. You'll get a 10 in it easy." Got some injectors, wired it up.
Was this a built engine at the time?
No, standard engine. And it went 1020. At another drag challenge, and then we lifted the head. Yeah, that was it.
So that's how you went down the Barra path?
Went the Barra path.
Now I drove here today, George, in my Toyota MR2. It couldn't be more different in the car. This is like just comfort. The MR2 is just a slight bit harsher and tiny inside, yeah?
This is a 80s limousine.
It's a lounge suite on wheels.
100%.
Does it so effortless, the Barra torque, doesn't it?
Not even trying.
Yeah. You know, I'm lucky to go in a lot of cars, but you can go in 10 different cars and they all sound the same.
Yeah.
Because everyone's with the same engine in it.
Yep.
You know, when we're on our Ps, everyone had the brand of stereo on the back window.
Yes, correct,
Yeah.
100%.
I had a Sony sticker on the back of my car. And you look at it now and you think, you're just advertising to thieves, oh, this bloke's got a stereo.
Got a good stereo in it.
I'll smash and grab.
I remember back in the days, everybody was stealing the stereos out of these,
Yeah.
out of all the XFs and the Eurovoxes out of the Commodores,
Eurovox, yeah.
right, to put in their cars. 80s air freshener.
Yeah, the cage, I like the colour you've done it. You don't really even notice it in the car, do you?
That was one of the main criterias.
And you also haven't, you haven't hammered the dash.
Nah.
So tell us a bit about the engine.
The engine's a Glenn Wells built engine. It's got Kilford cams in it, 218Bs I think they are by memory. JE, pistons, good rods in it. Got a girdle in the bottom end, studs bottom, studs top, horsepower junkie oil pump.
It's factory.
Factory, standard, look, it looks stock. See, it's even got the LP gas compliance plate over there. It's got the AIT.
I remember that AIT.
Yeah, they did all the factory turbos for all the XFs.
That's right.
And we've got our mod plate over there.
So is this manifold,
That's a Plasman.
which model's that from?
That's for a BF, FG. You've got Plasman fuel rail.
Is it all the same mounts?
The engine mounts are exactly the same as what the single cam had. The only change that I had to do was the cross members. When I put a glide in it, I had to reverse the standard. It still uses the factory cross member. I've just reversed it. It's got a Trigfab intercooler. He made me the intercooler.
Nice and big. Fits in there well, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's a Garrett GTX 42. Don't ask me what size the wheels are. I haven't got a clue. Kip from ATP built the turbo.
It's a Kip special.
Yeah.
So roughly what sort of power is this putting out to run that time?
Made 630
kilowatts
at the rears, add 33 pounds on George's dyno.
I don't really think you really need any more power though in this.
Nah.
But I remember seeing you run a 9 and you guys were wrapped.
Yeah, that was the first time it ran a 9, we were over the moon, and then we just said let's try and chase an 8. So chase. The idea was to get this to run as fast as the Charger, if not faster. And my Charger.
This is the blue one?
Yeah, the race car.
The race car.
The best it went was 894, and this has gone 880. It's trumped a mile an hour.
It's pretty consistent now.
Yeah.
So one thing I have noticed, George, earlier when we were looking at your car, you're running a cable throttle. What's the reason for that?
I didn't want to have to get an expander box, because if we ran fly-by-wire, then I'd have to get an expander box because we were using a lot of the outputs and inputs.
So obviously you're on E85, you've got the full Haltech display. Is it IC7, is that?
Yeah, IC7. Elite 2500 that's hidden away in that kick panel over there.
Sorry, you've got a full spool.
Yep. 3.5s, 9-inch.
Yep.
9-inch rear end.
What size is the exhaust? Like, it's loud but not loud.
The exhaust is 4-inch. It's got a 4-inch dump, and then from just under my feet, it goes 3.5.
Yeah.
All the way through.
Do you have a screamer pipe, George?
Sorry. Sorry. I know you don't like them. My tuner doesn't like it either.
Yeah.
George doesn't like them either.
They do sound a lot better when you got a manifold in the car. Like, a screamer with a stock manifold sounds horrendously bad. What have you done, like, suspension-wise?
It's a Gazzard Brothers kit that you can buy for them. So it's got a special mounting bracket that goes on the upper control arm. It's got FK shockers. It's got a King spring, and the rears are just Lovell springs with a set of Coney adjustable shockers. End up having to change the sway bar. We put a really big fat sway bar through Petters. They made one of the biggest that they've got. Put it in and
So the XF in the rear, is it the same as an XE?
Very similar.
Because the XDs were different, weren't they?
XD's a leaf spring car, whereas XE and XF is a coil spring car.
So what sort of short times have you been able to run 60 foots?
60 foots, the best that I've got with this one is 138.
Your car, from what I've seen, like you don't hang around on the start line too long. Like it's pretty good in eliminations.
Getting it on boost, it comes on boost pretty good. Got used to using the bump box now.
Where do you want to go to now though? Like it never, it never ends with this stuff, yeah. Like, but it gets to a point where you're like, you don't want to ruin the car. Like,
no, look, I'm happy with the way, as fast as, I want the car to run an 870.
Well, it beat your charger time.
Yeah, it's already beat my charger, but 870 is my Android license is 870, so I want it to run as fast as my Android license. But I'm just happy, just drive the car now.
Yeah.
Take it out. If there's a good event on, go and support the event. Happy to do the Ford Nationals. The Ford and Holder Nationals was great. The boys from Tunnel Vision and that, they run that King of the Street. That's mad. I love doing that.
Yeah, they're sort of the events that we like to cover on Full Boost because they're genuine. A lot of them are genuine road cars.
Yeah,
so
correct.
Yeah, that's what we're primarily interested in. Like this one we were just touching on earlier, you could leave this parked at Coles and
no one would even know.
No one would really.
No.
Maybe someone who knows what they're looking at with stickers. But
That's it.
The general population would be like, it's just a neat old Ford.
Yeah. The amazing is you chuck my wife in it, she'll drive it, and it's just the looks you get is just amazing. They go, huh? You're driving that?
Now, arguably, I don't think it's a controversial thing to say the XF was not a popular shape in terms of hot rodding.
No.
So does that mean that it's hard to find a clean one? Because a lot of them probably, in the day, probably ended up getting scrapped.
A lot of them got scrapped.
Yeah.
There was a heap, Imlax and Sims metal, they all got crushed. 5 years ago, whatever was lying around, people were getting them because they were getting $500 a car. They are hard to find. I'm lucky I found this one. I've also found another one. I've got another one at home that's almost identically the same as this, but it's all standard. It's got SVO wheels and all that. They're out there, but you don't find them every day.
Yeah, oh look, you don't even see them. I know a few people have got them, like S-Packs and stuff, but in terms of building like a car nowadays, it's kind of a no-brainer, isn't it? To buy something like this and put a Barra in it. You don't have to go to this level, obviously, but just a conversion car,
it's easy. The engines aren't that dear. I mean, forget about what I've done. You can buy a standard engine and put a standard Barra in it, and away you go. You pick a BA up for $500-600. No, Luke,
I'm too scared to open.
No. Well, open, mate, open. Yeah, see? Keep on going, see?
Oh. The thing I don't like opening them, because honestly, every time you do open them, they just feel like they're about to break. Bang, broken.
Nah.
Yeah, that's... Have you had to fix them?
No, not on this car.
Not on this car.
The other car I have, but this car I haven't touched them.
Yeah.
The driver's one's just about to go,
you reckon?
Yeah, because it doesn't go back.
Oh, yeah.
You can see it stays up sometimes, but yeah, I've got a couple of new spare ones. When they break, then we'll replace them. Try to buy this.
That stuff
is very, very hard. I've never been able to find a new set of Fairmont Ghia.
So when this is supposed to look polished.
Chrome. It's supposed to be chrome in the middle, but it started to deteriorate, so I just pulled it all off.
So one aspect I love about your car, George, is the interior. The 80s plush, but it even extends to the driver's seat.
The race seat, yep.
Tell us about that. Like how on earth did you get this material?
The material took me 3 years. I dropped the seat off at my mate at Terry's Motor Trimming, and I go, Jimmy, find me some material. He looked, couldn't find any. I searched high and dry all through the internet. I went through how many trimmers to try, ask this trimmer, that trimmer. I found the insert. I had to buy a roll of that. And then I found another guy through eBay. I sent him a message and he goes, yeah, I've got some. He goes, but you got to buy the whole lot. It actually blends in really, really good. In the trim book, it comes up as Wedgwood grey.
So you wouldn't be able to buy any of this now, would you?
No, you can't. I've got 4 brand new ones in a box at home, but I can't justify putting them on this until we stop racing it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Right.
Even that, considering you've done a bit of racing,
it's still brand new.
It looks good, doesn't it?
I mean, we're all pretty clean. We jump in the car pretty clean. We don't jump in the car with dirty hands and whatnot. But you can see where the harnesses are, in and out all the time. It's starting to discolour a little bit.
However, this is such a nicer looking. This is more like you'd see more in circuit racing.
Yep, but
but they're comfortable.
They're comfortable as.
Yeah. Those were the days having an cigarette lighter in the back seat. This would have to be one of the last cars that has the fuel in the back.
Yep.
Because after that,
They put it. The fuel tank sits under the back seat.
do you ever change the seat, George? Do you just leave it?
No, we do too many drag and drive events, so I just leave the seat in it. This weekend we're going to a drag and drive event, Central Victorian Drag and Drive. So I'll leave it in there. Even we go to Summernats, I still leave it in there. Even though it's easy to pull in and out.
It doesn't bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. It's actually nice and comfortable.
What's this here?
I was waiting to see how long you were going to. What is that? That's a little goodie box. That's got my first gear boost. That's total boost, and that's my launch RPM.
Oh. So it looks like first gear boost and total boost are wound around a fair way.
Yeah, that was from the last meeting that we had.
Oh, so this is a bit like the Haltech
Yes,
knob,
it's exactly the same.
So you can just wind this back on the road.
It's just a homemade version.
Is there anything else you do to the car?
I wouldn't mind putting a different set of wheels on it to change the look around a little bit and race it with a different set of wheels just to give it a different appearance. I'm talking about like putting a Weld or an Illumistar on it.
Overall, mate, I think you have built a very nice street car. I think it does everything very well. It's comfortable. I love the fact you've still kept all the a lot of the stuff that made it this era, like the interior.
All the 80s.
All the 80s stuff.
A great way you can support Full Boost is to purchase some of our merch. We've got many different styles on offer, so what are you waiting for? Grab one today at shop.fullboost.com.au.
Well, they're the big issue they make that you can still use the VCT.
Yeah, okay.
We still use the VCT.
Yeah.
Because there's a bit of power in that.
Oh, there's heaps of power in it.